We did family formals in 11 minutes, and in today's video, I'm going to explain to you how we did exactly that. This video is going to be a little different than all the other videos on my channel because it's actually going to be more story-based than just like fact and like educational based, although it's still educational. It's more story-based because I want to kind of explain to you the story of this wedding day and how we were able to do family formals in only 11 minutes because that is insane. And you know, as a photographer, you know that family formals normally take at least 20 minutes, if not a little longer than that. So to do it in under 11, to do it in like 11 minutes or under is absolutely crazy to do. So I'm going to explain to you kind of how we were able to make that happen. So first of all, it was Alex and Sam's wedding day, and they actually had a little bit of a different timeline. They actually decided to do pretty much all of their portraits before their ceremony. They ended up doing a first look, so we were able to do all the bridal party portraits, a lot of their couple portraits, and family formals before their ceremony. I actually think this is one of the only weddings, if not like maybe we did another wedding like this, but in which we did family formals before the ceremony, which actually ended up saving us because on their wedding day, it actually ended up starting to rain like in the middle of their ceremony. And like in after the ceremony, and their ceremony was outside, so we wouldn't have even been able to do family formals outside if we hadn't had planned their timeline the way that they had wanted us to plan it. So that's where this planning in advance really came in handy with their family formals. So there is a strong reason for why I was able to do their family formals within just 11 minutes, and that was actually because I was under a bit of a time constraint. Since we were photographing their family formals before the ceremony, I had to get Alex, the bride, hidden before the ceremony started, and I needed to get her hidden at a certain time. Like I think it was like at least like an hour before the ceremony started or something like that. So we really had to go fast finishing up family formals, and it's very possible that we may have just been running like maybe like 10, 15, 20 minutes behind type of thing, which on a wedding day it's actually pretty normal to run about 20 minutes behind like throughout the getting ready portion, just because everything takes a little longer than you think. But I'm normally able to just kind of like speed things up just by going fast and not looking at the time, just getting the things done. Daniel's actually more of my timekeeper on wedding day, which is super helpful because then I can just focus on what I need to get done in front of me and I don't have to worry about like the time. It actually is a lot less stressful on me to just focus on what I need to do and not worry about like, oh, am I hitting the times exactly? I think if I was focused on the time, I think it would actually distract me from, getting everything photographed as fast as I could, but also in a very like candid, relaxed way for the couple and their family. So why did we have to do family formals in such a short amount of time? So basically, I think we were just running a little bit behind. Like we had just done bridal party portraits. We had done those like after their first look. And I can remember that, so Alex's dad's the father of the bride. I remember he said something like, we need to get like Alex like hidden like by this time. And I don't even remember exactly what time it was. Maybe it was like, it honestly was probably like 3 p.m. or something like that, something like that. And I don't exactly remember what time it was, but that just told me like, I'm pretty sure I may have only had like maybe 15 or 20 minutes before we had to get her hidden, but we still had all these family formals we had to photograph. So I basically just went right at going through the list of family formals that we had prepared in advance. And if you want to see like how we prepare the family formal list in advance, I've actually made a video about that. And I'll link it above. It's just like how we photograph family formals and how we do it fast and efficiently and how we plan that in advance with the couple. That way on wedding day, we can just go through it really, really fast. So I will say that we were only able to do family formals in 11 minutes because we had a really solid plan and everyone was where they needed to be. Like all the family, they were where they need to be when I need them to be there. And everyone was just able to pop in for the photos really fast. And so we were able to get a lot done in that 11 minutes. So Daniel actually came up to me and said something like, oh yeah, like her dad wants us to get her in like by this time, so we need to hurry up and get these family formals done. So I was like, oh yeah, like when the father of the bride says you need to get the bride hidden fast, like you need to get the bride hidden like in 5 minutes. Like that's the thought I was in. So I was like, okay, so I need to go really fast through that. So I basically just had Daniel call out the names like we normally do. And we just went as fast as possible through all the family formals. And then when I had finished the list, so like when Daniel said we're done the list, he looked at the time and he was able to figure out that we had done it in literally 11 minutes. And I was like, whoa, that was a record. Like we've never done that before. That was kind of cool. I'm being totally honest. I honestly like couldn't believe like when we had done it in 11 minutes, I was really shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, like we have never like done it that fast before. I was just like super excited and knew that this would be a story I'd tell someday, because it was just kind of one of those things. It was almost like one of those like wedding career milestones where you did family formals super lickety split. And so it's definitely like a story from a wedding day that I wanted to share that shows how planning can really help speed things up. So that's just kind of the story behind how we were able to photograph all the family formals within 11 minutes. Now I will say that this 11-minute number may or may not be possible for every single wedding day because the family formals list for every couple is going to be different. Some people, some couples are going to have more families they want photographed and some are going to have less. I would say this wedding was more medium, so it wasn't too many, but also wasn't like a little bit. I would say it was medium and very manageable, and so I think that's why we were able to get it done so quickly, but also is just that level of intense focus that I was able to do. And when everyone is where they're supposed to be, like all the family and bridal party members, when everyone's just there waiting for their name to be called, it does speed up the process. If you're doing family formals after the ceremony, sometimes what can happen is the people, people will run off to cocktail hour, like family, and then you'll be waiting like one person for one photo, and that can delay family photos by like 2 or 3 minutes, and that's what really starts to drag family formals out. That's why it's really important to have your officiant at the end of the ceremony, like right after the end of the ceremony, announce that they want family to stay for photos. That really, really helps the family formal time to go fast and efficiently for everyone. And again, we were able to do 11 minutes on this particular day because all the family was just there waiting, and they knew they had to be there waiting for the photo time. And that's because Alex and Sam have specifically told their family members, we're doing family formals like before the ceremony, so you need to be here at this time, like waiting for pictures to be taken. And that really just helped to speed up that entire process, and it was basically our record family formal time. So if you want to know more about how we plan and help our couples structure their family formals list in advance of their wedding day, then you can go ahead and watch our next video, which is how we photograph family formals fast and efficiently. And how we do that is we really plan with the couple, and we have certain steps we take to help it be organized and be overall just a very smooth process on a wedding day and a happy experience for everyone involved. So that video is going to be next.